Hi, this is Dave with the Stock and Options Room of the ShadowTrader Live Trading Suite, and today I'm going to be doing a review of SPX and where we're at and where some setups might be in the future. So what we're seeing is that basically ever since the election, which is back here, we had a really big, in candlestick terms, we call this a rising window, full gap up. So taking a look at this level, you can see that it's been acting pretty much like a rock of support in general. So I can draw a trend line across the bottom, and you can see that whenever we've tried to go below there, it's pretty much been acting like a rock of support in general. We did have, gap below, and then pretty strong move back in. In here we had a look below and failed to go lower. So right now, basically this level right around 58.65 to use a strike price, it has been acting as support. I would say it's more of a support zone. That's one thing to keep in mind when you have a full gap up, rising window, whichever you prefer to call it. It's really more of a support zone. And so at this point, we are pulling back towards that. So for me, there's, if you're bullish, there's really no trade here. Right now, you're better off waiting, letting it pull back, maybe even waiting for it to get into the zone and then see what it wants to do. What you can see as well is that these lows were super close, right? Between the low of 1220 and then going to this low on the first. You can also use that as a more specific level. Really, this gap is a zone, right? So there are zones of support and resistance, and then there's levels. I would call this a level because it's so close together. So this support zone, I'll call it, is acting pretty much like a rock of support, but the hard place is up top. So what you can see is that I had a former support line that became resistance with this trend line, and then there's a downtrend line here which has been a hard place to get higher. So the same gaps up down here we can look at up here. They're a little bit smaller, but if I zoom in on just this much of the price action, what we can see is that there is a gap down here, and that's going to create a resistance zone from about 60.55 up to 60.65, and then this is pretty close. I'm not quite sure if these two overlap. You can check those. So this low is 6,737 and this high is 6,617. So there is a teeny gap in between here, and that's a a full gap. And you can see that basically the sixth retested that. It got up into this resistance zone and failed. So this level also right around 6,000. What we can see is that we haven't closed above the round number of 6,000 in a while. So right now it seems like the hard place is to move up, and we've got the rock of support below. And since we're in the middle on the daily time frame, I'd really say there's no setup. Just wait for it to go up to these resistance levels that I pointed out, and see if it's able to break out above whatever your style of trading. If you're a breakout trader, you've got this downtrend line to take a look at for a potential breakout, and you've got some horizontal support if you prefer to look at horizontal support, basically right around 6,000. All right, so hopefully I will see you in the room, and I hope that helped. Hi, this is Dave with the Stock and Options room of the ShadowTrader Live Trading Suite. If you want to trade 0DTE options live and in real time with me, click the link in the description below. I wish you good trading, and I'll see you in the room.